The Toronto Star played a pivotal role in Ernest Hemingway's development as a writer, providing him with money, mobility, and access to people and places that he'd later turn into fiction. He first arrived in Toronto in 1920 as an unknown. He sought out the Star and began freelancing for the freewheeling Star Weekly, its weekend edition, and that's where he earned his first bylines. He had worked for 7 months at the Kansas City Star, fresh out of high school, but had never earned one. In Toronto, he wrote about everything, boxing to city politics to rum running and, of course, trout fishing. He was a great reporter, and he was proud of it. He kept his clippings from the Toronto Star all his life. The Star, and especially editor John Bone, recognized his talent immediately. And by 1921, he was on his way to Paris to become the Star's European correspondent. Hemingway expert Professor Sandra Spanier of Penn State says the Star gave him access at a crucial time.
Being a foreign correspondent for the Toronto Star allowed Hemingway to get out and see contemporary post-war Europe in a way that, of course, he would not have been looking at it had he simply been traveling around as a tourist.
It was in Paris that Hemingway became fast friends with the major figures of the expatriate writers movement: Gertrude Stein, Ezra Pound, F. Scott Fitzgerald, and others. Fiction was what he yearned to write, but journalism gave him the opportunity to see life close up, record it in notes, and experiment with it in print. His passion for bullfighting was a case in point.
Hemingway had attended his first bullfights in the summer of 1923. He'd spent quite a bit of time in Spain and also then went to Pamplona for the Fiesta of San Fermin and was completely taken by the whole thing.
Then, in late 1923, Hemingway returned to Toronto with his first wife, Hadley Richardson. He'd been earning per-word rates when filing from Paris, $75 a week plus expenses when out of town. But in Toronto, he'd be paid a steady $75 per week, giving his family needed stability. Son John, also known as Bumby, was born in Toronto that October. The return was productive journalistically, but also turbulent. John Bone remained his loyal friend, but another editor, Harry Hindmarsh, made his life miserable and eventually drove him out. In January 1924, the Hemingways set sail back for Paris, and the one-time reporter went on to become one of the most famous writers of his time. In 1954, he won the Nobel Prize for Literature. For TheStar.com, I'm Bill Schiller.